These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Frank 26. Firefly, everyone all over Iraq is talking about Sudani's speech. It lasted almost an hour and 30 minutes. He was bragging about us here in Iraq, our country, our sovereignty. Then he floored us and said about us here in Iraq, the security and stability. Frank says, Sudani, how clean is the CBI floor? Spotless, Frank Firefly says. He talked about how so many countries all over the world are investing here, how many contracts, and he can't even reveal them yet. Frank says he's waiting for the new exchange rate. All right, RayRen98 via Baby's mom says three-letter agency reporting that numbers are forthcoming and to start looking for them anytime now. Time will tell. All right, Nader from the Mideast says the Secretary of Treasury of the United States just landed in Iraq to meet with the CBI and the government, and the auctions have been changed for good. This is major. You know what happened on the auction. Changed. Usually the dinar goes up, so get ready. Good luck. Militiaman says once they go international, they're going to have an international exchange rate to value assets. Those assets are going to have to be competitive in the marketplace. Think al-Sudani's speech, the U.S. Treasury showing back up today. The Central Bank of Iran and Iraq are a key focus, and everybody should be really excited about it. Let's see what happens in the next couple days. Obviously, they're going to tell us more about this whole process because it's going to be a public deal. Mark Z via PDK, quote, U.S. Treasury discusses with CBI foreign trade in three currencies other than the dollar, unquote. Mark Z says, this is the U.S. Treasury representative in Iraq and sitting down with a lock. Of course, they're working with the CBI and working through some things. They also discussed all the tremendous efforts Iraq has done to modernize their banking system. They can now track money laundering, bad guys, etc. I'm still hearing there are Fed reps, State Department reps there, as well as the World Trade Organization reps as well. I'm hearing out of Iraq. They're finalizing that rate change, and I still believe everything is in place. They just need to flip a switch. All right, Angel One says what we've been hoping for all these years is upon us. It really is. Why now? Sudani all of a sudden having special televised meeting talking about security. Why stability? The bottom line is this. Iraq is ready. The environment is ready. Frank 26, Firefly, U.S. Assistant to the Secretary of Treasury, is in Iraq, and she's meeting with the CBI banking official. Frank says Iran has a meeting with the CBI too. Firefly says Sudani, when he was done, he left us with these final words. A spokesman came out for Sudani on the news saying Iraq will achieve its dreams. All right, Sandy Ingram says the Turkish currency has steadily increased, abasing the U.S. dollar since March 2023. If Iraq's currency were to match the Turkish, many of us would be looking at 40,000 in profits with the 1 million dinar, even with a so-called revalue. In a matter of months, you can realize thousands of dollars in profits when dealing with exotic currencies. It is taking Iraq longer than usual, but they have had so many more issues than many countries. All right, Pimpy article, quote, Washington appreciates the efforts and steps of the Central Bank of Iraq to contract with international audit companies. Pimpy says this discussion has been going on for some time. Sure, we lose our purchasing power. Yes, it sucks for American citizens, but the fact that Trump said we should be on level playing field as far as currencies are concerned, now you have the Biden administration over there talking to them about allowing the euro and others to be used for the trade. Pimpy says, I find that very interesting. Are they trying to make an equal playing field for everybody? And now we have Mark Z answering a question. Do you think it will RV before the 20th? Mark Z's answer says, my gut says around the 20th, but sources say they believe it will be sooner. Getting all positive news, nothing negative. There's a comment, we are fixing to be blessed. Mark Z says, I agree with you. Sudani said he was going to address the exchange rate and the strength of the dinar. He is telling us now we just need to see it happen. Frank 26, Iraq boots on the ground report. Firefly, Iran and the CBI also here meeting with the CBI and the U.S. Treasury. They talked about Iran and Iraq have a mechanism in place now to transfer funds and trading. Frank said that's the float. And lastly, we've got militiaman via PDK. It says on Tuesday, the U.S. Assistant Secretary of Treasury showed up to Iraq. Other folks from the U.S. went there on the business side. So businesses showed up and other countries showed up. We're talking about international trade. Iran, Iraq, France, the U.S., many others. The U.S. Secretary of Treasury has the power to make certain things happen. I think the U.S. is now allowing the facilitation of Iraq joining the international financial system. And they say the U.S. now supports the tripartite budget for 2023, 24, 25. Letting Iraq and Iran trade outside of U.S. using the U.S. dollar is huge. These are deals with the UAE, France, Japan, China, many more. This is really huge. These international contracts and international financial systems, well, we have never seen this before, and I think we are in a phenomenal time frame.